Hello from Lindau, Germany. I'm Brian Malow, and this is the 72nd annual Lindau Nobel Laureate meeting, and there are about 40 Nobel laureates and 600 young scientists from 89 countries this year, and I'm speaking to one of them. Jyaysi Desai is originally from India, but is working in the Netherlands. Where are you working?
I'm at the Rotterdam in an institute called Erasmus Medical Center. It's one of the biggest hospitals in Europe, and I'm a cancer immunologist.
A cancer immunologist. So what does that mean exactly? What are you studying?
So I'm
You're
a
a postdoc.
postdoctoral researcher, so I've already finished my PhD, and my expertise are immunology. So what we currently do is we actually understand how we can improve the therapies for liver cancer patients. These patients unfortunately do not have any therapies, and this is like the third most cause of cancer-associated mortality worldwide. So we are fortunate actually because we are based in the hospital. We can actually work with directly the patient material and the tumor samples, and my role is to really look for new immunotherapeutics for these patients.
What drew you to this field? Did you always know you wanted to be a scientist, and what drew you to this field in particular?
So for your first question, I think I was one of those persons. Yes, I already knew I always wanted to be scientist. So I come from India, where the trend is to either become a doctor or an engineer, and I think I knew that somewhat that I really wanted to do science because I think that it's just wonderful. Science is wonderful, I think.
What do you like about science?
I think just the freedom that it has to offer, also the fact that as a scientist you can be a global citizen. So science does not know country, race, religion. It is beyond all that, and I think it's just the best that you can understand the nature around you, and that was one of my motivations, and I am actually very happy that I couldn't be anything else, I think, than a scientist.
And you must be particularly excited to be here. Everyone is,
Yes.
but you were originally accepted to attend the 2020
Yes.
Nobel Laureate meeting, but unfortunately the pandemic hit and it had to be completely virtual. And that's sort of how we first encountered each other, because there was the first Sci-a-thon.
Exactly.
And you participated in that, but you've been waiting 3 years to be here. So
So it's been amazing because I was accepted in 2019, but that was when I was actually like an really early career postdoc. So that was very exciting because not many know, but I also applied in 2013 as a young PhD student, and I got rejected. So in principle, I have waited really 10 years to be here, but I'm happy that it happened finally through Corona. And we had this amazing online program, and I remember you from the Sci-a-thon that we participated in, where we had to come up with a challenging project in challenging times of COVID in 48 hours, and this was also super amazing to work with like people across the world, across the different time zones. So really we worked continuously for 48 hours and came up with actually an app that would predict the vaccine, the company that would make the vaccine the first, and this was really interesting.
excellent. Now, you know what? If you had attended in 2019, we would not be doing this interview right here, because we're on the Lindau Nobel Laureate Pier, which it's hard to show you, but well, maybe I can.
I can. It's
all
here.
along this pier are the names of laureates. I think all of whom have attended the meeting.
Yes.
And so it's a beautiful little location. Look, we even have a swan back here.
It's a very beautiful island. It's in the heart of Bavaria, and for me I have a special connection because I did my PhD in Munich, so this feels home. And really amazing.
And so tell me something about your anticipations before you came here. What were you looking forward to? Anything in particular? Any laureates you were excited about? What were your feelings about it?
I think just the fact that this is one of the most unique meetings that I think exists on planet Earth, and I'm not like overstating myself, because this is really where all the smartest people on earth basically are just coming, walking around, and are also having a coffee with you. And also there are these really amazing, talented scientists across the world, like 600 of them, as you said, 89 nationalities. So this was like what we people in Lindau call the Lindau spirit. And yeah, I'm getting goosebumps, but it's really amazing how it all went, and it has been going. I'm so excited. So also to meet Nobel laureates, I was also particularly interested in meeting the main like the role model for a lot of women scientists, Professor Emmanuel Charpentier, and that was so amazing how yeah, she is and
Have you
what
met her
she has
yet?
done. We talked a lot about everything, and she's super approachable, and she also made a comment like, oh, Nobel laureates are just humans. And this is what it is about, like for someone like me who comes from India and who has been super passionate from the beginning about science. This was like a dream, this is like what you read in textbook, and now you meet people who discovered ion channels to click chemistry and yeah, everything, or MHC molecules. I mean, these are really yeah, it's, let's say, you can imagine like maybe I'm attending an Oscar event of my field. It is like that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And it's still early in the meeting. Today's
Yeah,
only,
yeah, exactly.
Is today Tuesday?
Yeah, it's just Tuesday, and it
The
feels like
days
a
are so full. But yesterday was the first full day.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're just starting off today. And, in addition to this being a meeting dedicated to medicine physiology, there are some other themes: climate change,
Yes.
and AI is being discussed a lot, and also diversity.
Yeah.
And are these topics that are of particular interest to you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, so one of the things that I want to mention is these meetings really discuss not only like a very specific subjects in science, but like kind of where humanity is going. And of course, the topics like artificial intelligence, climate change, and diversity as well. Like these are really the topics of today's time, and I'm very happy to participate. So for me, for example, diversity, I'm I'm a walking example of diversity. Like someone from India, also, I mean, I do not like to be put in like these kind of boxes actually, but still, the fact that there is just a student from India who has made it to this kind of meeting, and yeah, and it is super diverse. You see also people from all different races or whatever, all different countries, and I think it is, and there are also very serious and actually important discussions going on as well. So this event is super climate friendly. This is the first ever event that has actually compensated for the carbon footprint of my travel, and I think I have never seen it. Even like I must say that there has been like conferences on climate change that where people were flying to attend this, but here this was yeah, the community is doing so much about everything, and it feels genuine. It
And
feels
you
real.
personally, you came from the Netherlands to Germany. You had the option to fly, but
Yeah,
you
no.
chose not to.
Yeah, because since few years I am myself trying not to fly as much as possible. Because
So you
it is-
bicycled all the way from the Netherlands.
I wish I could. Like in the Netherlands, I bicycle as much as I possible. But as a responsible scientist, I believe that you should preach what you do.
So you took a train.
Yes, I took a
Yes.
train to. And
Probably
I
a
am-
series of trains.
Yeah, series of trains, and they were delayed, so it took more than 8 hours for me to be here. But nevertheless, it's super worth it, and yeah, I think my message would be that travel as much as possible by trains and not planes. Yeah.
And you also are interested in science communication and have done some unusual.
Stuff in my PhD life. So I've done a dance your PhD like a couple of years ago, which actually I won even. Like it is a competition by the most prestigious journal Science, and in 2017 I made a video on my PhD project, and I think it has got 50,000 plus views on YouTube.
Nice.
And yeah, it's so I like communicating, because I think it's also moral responsibility of a scientist because at the end of the day, what we do, all the money comes from the taxpayers' pockets. So I think you should not only do responsible and sustainable science, but you should also communicate. And that's where I think I would like to compliment you, because you are a science communicator that we all look up to, and you have really done fantastic job as well. And yeah, you're just
Thank you.
yeah, adding that extra spirit to the Lindau
you.
spirit. Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me,
Yeah.
because I know there's always, you're missing something by talking to me. There's so much
Exactly. I'm
going on
missing
here.
a lecturer, but
Or even just to be in the lobby talking to other young scientists or a laureate.
yeah, there's so much going on, even in the buses or on the streets.
yeah.
It's like, it's amazing. Yeah.
So I hope you have a fantastic rest
Thank
of
you
the
so
meeting.
much. Yeah.
And we'll be doing more live interviews like this throughout the rest of this week. So watch for us, and thanks again.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. Yeah. Okay.